Hi there. I hope everyone is doing well today, and thank you for attending the seminar. The presenter today is Rini, and I have just recently joined the sales team at Lightline. I am a former lighting designer for various engineering firms in Toronto for the past 10 years, and was educated in interior design from OCAD and Ryerson before I started my career in lighting. In today's webinar, I will be introducing you to the concepts of how we set relaxing, dramatic, or romantic scenes. There are several things to think about. What is light? What is human-centric principles of light? What are some of the parameters used in lighting? How does architectural lighting design affects how a person feels, performs tasks, and how it encourages and identifies private or public functions? Wayfinding and zoning in a space for the end user. What is light? Let's think in terms of creating user experiences. Light surrounds us every day. It affects our sleep patterns, working hours, alertness, and health. It is light that makes the world visible, imagined, and dreamt. The importance of light in architecture is often underestimated. Great architecture and interior design thrill the senses. But consider how little of our built environment is experienced in any way other than through our sense of sight. Without light, interior architecture simply cannot be fully experienced. What does human-centric principles of light mean? To have the knowledge to design and deliver so the end user will be able to personalize and control the light to suit their needs and increase their sense of well-being. In this webinar, we will lightly touch upon aspects of how lighting affects the occupant's well-being, productivity, and comfort in the built environment. Here are three main points to keep in mind when designing a lighting layout. Lighting for visual functions, lighting for creating biological effects, light for emotional perceptions. Lighting for visual functions. What is the function of the space? How is your user going to be interacting inside these spaces? How is your lighting layout going to help with the person in relative to work productivity? What are the task areas? What are the objects you want a person's eye to get attracted to in the space when they first walk into it? Can your lighting layout adapt to the adjustability of spaces when they change from an open office and into a meeting room? What architectural aspects of the building you want to highlight or accentuate, so in a way, the building acts as a beacon or a landmark for a specific city? There are many ways that we can use light to help us with defining how a person plans to function in the space. The second ingredient that creates the basis of foundation for moods and spaces is color temperature and how it affects our body's natural cycle. Why do we have a numerical scale to determine our perception of white light? Where did 2700K or 6000K come from? Well, this comes from the sun. Humans are naturally exposed to the patterns of natural daylight, which is where we link this connection to the term circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is a natural cycle that silently informs the human body that it is time to rest, wake up, seek food, relax, or heal. The picture to the left shows a warm color temperature such as 2700K to 3000K, creating a more intimate and romantic mood, bringing out the interior beige and brown color tones of the finishes in the private dining room. The picture to the bottom right showcases a living room space with a cool, crisp gray and white palette of colors, giving off a more energetic, awakening feel with daylight spilling in from the vertical window glazing on one side of the room. Light for emotional perceptions. Light reveals color in three-dimensional forms, while directional plays of light expose the texture of surfaces and materials. Light has the power to influence the mood and atmosphere of spaces. Altering the patterns of light, shade, and color can make users feel relaxed and alert, warm and comfortable, cold, or uneasy. Light and color can be used to make users feel stimulated or subdued. Skillful use of light allows us to enliven the interior designs with sensations and emotions we want users to experience. How do you want your end users to feel in the space? Let's now head into some projects and examples for spaces and moods. For residential spaces, your home is a place where you want to relax and unwind, nurture and rejuvenate. The right light lifts the mood, inspires productivity, and motivates us. They enliven the little things such as morning routines doing yoga or the moments we spend with friends during evening for dinner. Using a mix of dimmable overhead recessed ceiling lights, accent lights, and task lights will give you multi-layers of illumination, which provides contrast. Lighting an object or a person from the side or from the bottom gives them glow, depth, and features are enhanced, such as how you're sitting around a campfire or when you have a candlelight in front of you during dinner. For kitchen spaces, you want controlled illumination over stoves, areas where you are cutting up food so you can perform your tasks. Picture at the top right have Luna's 3.5 multiples installed above the stove. And then the picture on the bottom right showcases the click suspended linear with track heads lighting up the kitchen island and recessed linear tape light with around 300 lumens per foot grazing the wine bar in the back. To create a mood of calm and relaxation in living rooms, bedrooms, or lounge areas, we use various forms of vertical illumination such as washing or grazing the walls, curtains, artwork, or bookshelving, with an adjustable downlight such as our Lightline, Sigmas, and Lunas. To graze the bookcases, as you can see in the picture in the top right, we can use LED linears such as the Lightline LED tape with around 300 lumens per foot. Accent lights such as table lamps add another layer of light for extra ambiance. Having multiple elements combined will create contrast between the areas in the center of the room and around the perimeter. There is a subtle interplay between light and dark that creates appeal and movement in the space. Areas such as walk-in closets, you may need more focused illumination using recessed downlights or a frosted lens troffer such as our Lightline Form panel that has around 3000 lumens or 4000 lumens. So you can complete your tasks such as steaming your clothes or polishing your shoe collection. The lighting scheme for this urban resort is absolutely breathtaking during nighttime. The most striking design element of the project is the glass cube located in the lobby entrance of the hotel. Uplights with narrow beam spreads are recessed below a glass floor and grazes each intricate wooden curvy structure, creating that contrast and three-dimensional effect, which draws in a viewer from afar. Warm to natural color palettes for the lighting scheme was chosen to accentuate the interior finishes of brushed bronze and teal finishes, creating sparkle, calmness, and romance for the interior and exterior. The lighting design in this restaurant draws in guests with a hidden strip of warm color temperature LED tape light that is hidden along the frosted glass panel, shining upwards along one wall, creating contrast, mysteriousness, and intimacy. The main dining area is lit up with a surface-mounted direct-indirect downlight to provide a subtle layer of uniform general lighting onto the floor, and as well as lightly highlighting the ceiling. A third layer of illumination is aimed over the tables to light up the food being served, and you can see in the photo that it is glare-free and the light is not shining into your eyes while you enjoy your food on your plate. Vertical washes of illumination is provided to lightly graze the collection of vases on the side wall to add another element of depth and perspective to the space. I actually visited this restaurant in Shanghai, and the washroom lighting is truly intriguing. The space had a quiet mode with 4000K color temperature LED downlights spotlighting the sinks and vanity mirror, which I thought was very elegant and simplistic. If you triggered the sensor accidentally, an explosion of orange and amber lights will light up in the wall behind the vanity, giving you a feeling as if you just got transported into a nightclub. This last slide is an example of an office space and a retail space, both using track lighting. However, both give off very different effects. The office lighting on the right was designed with 4000K LED tape light with around 500 lumens per foot, hidden in the coves on the wall, vertically washing light downwards to create that element of depth, contrast, and dimension. Also giving that crisp, clean, refreshing feeling during the meeting so you can stay awake. Trimless recessed track light with around 1500 lumens per head hidden in the coves in the ceiling with wide beam spreads washes the whole meeting room with general ambient uniform lighting. The photo on the left side is a gift shop within a museum with a lighting layout that uses 3000K LED with multiple variations of beam spreads that are highlighting merchandise or any special offers that are being promoted, and also that huge moon in the middle. This lighting hierarchy really helps with showcasing products of what customers need to see. This is the end of the webinar. I hope you enjoyed it, and if there are any questions, feel free to send them over. Thank you for attending, and I hope you have an enjoyable, safe weekend.